The Yeravada Stud Farm, a thoroughbred racehorse breeding station that has seen the pinnacle of success in the sport in many a year gone by. Some of the greatest names in the game have called this nursery home, and recently the farm has made a concerted effort to modernize their operation and once again be classic competitive.
Shadows broken, swept away, swept away, swept away.
It was around 1939 that my father and my mother's sister founded this farm in a very small way with a couple of mares. And now, so many years later, it's still a family-run farm as it has always been. So there's me, my wife Satira, and you see here, and Shirin, our daughter, who unfortunately isn't in Pune today. It's the very first time that I was ever allowed to go to a race meeting was when I was 13. I had to sit outside the course, but it was memorable because it was the day the first Yeravada Derby winner came in, a horse called Gold Street, and also owned by my parents. So now that sort of thing remains etched in your memory always. There are many memories against the backdrop of 45 national classics, which included 8 Indian derbies. But I think three sort of great horses stand out. One was Her Majesty, who was the first horse to win 4 classics. And it was many years after that that Jacqueline joined her. These 2 fillies are the only 2. Then another horse which I mentioned is Prince Pradeep, who was not only a Triple Crown winner, but he was an enormously successful stallion. In fact, in his time, he was the leading stallion. And then the third name that comes to mind quickly is Squanderer, who was also born and bred here, won the Triple Crown, the Invitation, and many other races, beaten only once. He unfortunately never stood at any stud in a sensible way, but he finally came back here and lived in retirement till he was about 27. And in fact, he was a greater ambassador for us than the stallions of the time for visitors.
When I first came here, I had no idea what it was going to be like because I had no experience of horses, racing or anything. So either I said to myself, you have to love the sport, or grow to love it, or you grow to hate it, or you will end up hating. And I grew to love it very much. So I've been very happy here. And I think that we've been quite happy together.
Very. For a long time, we were a conventional stallion-based stud. But the families were getting old. There was a time when we couldn't import for various reasons. So there came a time, say about 10 years ago, when we felt that we had to make a radical change in our pattern. And the key elements in these were, number one, to have a limited number of mares. So right now we have capped it at 25 only. And with that, of course, you have to up the quality. And we've been steadily importing mares of very good blood. Keeping the band small means that you can manage things much better. Also, it also means that a small band of mares cannot support a home stallion. So we now become what's called a broodmare stud. And we are lucky in that we have a large number of stallions here and other parts of India which we can use. And our colleagues are very happy to have us to use. So talking about broodmares, for example, we go for blood, which is the important thing. And thereby stallions, international stallions like New Approach, Shamardal, Pivotal, Dark Angel, Australia, See the Stars, and so on. And among the mares that we have here, 2 are particularly well related. One is called Blaugrana, whose dam is half sister to the dam of that fine racehorse Mishrif, internationally. Yeah, that's one. And the other one is a mare called Quilting, who we bought at Newmarket sales. But the last foal that she left behind has become a winner of 6 races. He's now into listed company in England. and he's thought to be a possible Group 3 horse. We've been using Arazan. He has been a very good stallion, but in the interval before he came to us from the Poonawallas, unfortunately for a couple of years he hardly had any mares. Now this means that 3-4 years, no 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds to be seen. So naturally they fade out of the fashion eye, as it were. But he gives excellent stock, and I'm glad to say that recently he got us the winner of the Calcutta Oaks.
It's Twyla from Rise and Rain, Twyla, and Rise and Rain in the hands of Surendra to win the Calcutta Oaks 2024.
We are very lucky because locally we have Koga Mountain, Magellan, who's a new horse. His first crop is here. We have 6 foals, very nice foals. Western Aristocrat and Dali, French Navy. And through the good offices of Dr. C.S. Poonawalla, with whom we have an association, we've been able to use excellent art. Then Bharati, now we're expecting foals by Chindit. He's been kind enough to offer us nominations to his latest horse, Butasa Bek. But I think looking over a horizon of about 5 to 10 years, which is the only realistic thing you could do, our aim is to breed quality horses, going better and better by the year, and able to take on the classics, which were our heritage. Now, I think it's a very difficult task today for a small to medium stud to compete numerically with the top ones, because they breed horses 70s, 80s and so forth, and they dominate the field. But I think realistically speaking, on the strength of our heritage, our long experience, and due to our, what I'd call our current mission of rejuvenating, I think we could do it. And I just add on a personal note, I would like to breed at least one Derby winner to add to the 8 that have gone before.